What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the biggest, tallest, wildest, deepest natural formations in North America. I imagine these are going to be stunning. The fact that they're natural as well, mind-blowing. America's absolutely massive at the end of the day, isn't it? And when we talk about America, we're talking North America, so the USA pretty much, aren't we?
That was a big title.
That was a very big title. We don't really read the titles before we get into it. We know what kind of video we're doing, but we don't really read it.
No. Yeah, that was a big title. There's some big words in there.
Some very big words in there. But this should be good. It's Geography King. Check him out. His link's in the description below the video.
Wait till after the video.
We also have our next video, by the way, which is coming out in 1 hour. Or maybe in 2 hours. Ooh, we're only doing 2 videos a day now, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's coming out in 2 hours' time. Is with Millie and her mum. So look, if you're looking forward to that, smash the like button here. Go and check that video out and like and subscribe to that.
Yeah, she's going to be reading all the comments.
She's going to be reading all the comments.
She's going to be waiting up to watch.
So that'll be in 2 hours' time from this goes out, so look forward to that. But enjoy this video first. Are you ready to get into it?
I am.
Let's go.
Howdy, it's Kyle.
Ooh, howdy. It's
Yeah.
Kyle. You did the
Howdy, it's Kyle, talking about some of the best natural formations in North America.
I'm ready for
I'll be
these.
examining the biggest, tallest, widest, deepest, highest, and longest of many different types of formations on the continent, including lakes, rivers, swamps, mountains, caves, waterfalls, and more. So keep watching if you want to learn about the ests of natural formations in North America.
Definitely.
I'm going to start off by talking about rivers. The longest river system in North America is the Mississippi-Missouri system at almost 4,000 miles. However, when talking just single longest river, the Missouri River is longer than the Mississippi at over 2,300 miles. But for water volume and discharge, the Mississippi is the largest in North America.
Oh, yeah. And it has a lot more
the longest river
roots.
system in North America that does not have a dam.
Sorry, I messed with that. I assume the Mississippi has a lot more trade routes because it's like one of the most important ones, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like one of the biggest, isn't it?
The trade routes and stuff like that. So although, like I say, it's not bigger than Missouri, I think it has so many more trade routes. So it's more important.
More important.
Dam is the Mackenzie Slave Peace River system of Northwest Territories and Alberta, Canada. This river flows freely for over 2,000 miles in some of the most remote wilderness in the world.
Wow.
Now talking about
beautiful.
lakes, the largest one in area in North America, as well as the largest freshwater lake on Earth, is Lake Superior at over 31,000 square miles. However, if we're being technical, there are only 4 Great Lakes, as Lake Michigan and Lake Huron are the same lake. If you've ever driven between the two peninsulas in Michigan,
I guess that's what we're talking about here. This is a little bit here.
Yeah, that is tight.
He's right though, isn't it? That looks like the same lake, even though it's a tiny bit joining them.
It's not actually closed off.
It's not. It looks like it's an opening.
Michigan,
so
you know, you're going over just lake there and not river. So Huron and Michigan is one lake in terms of geology, and those 2 lakes combined, or that one lake, is larger than Superior at over 45,000 square miles.
Yeah, if you're going to combine them,
either way, the Great Lakes are all pretty big. The deepest lake in North America is Great Slave Lake in Northwest Territories of Canada. It has a depth of over 2,000 feet and is the 10th largest lake in the world in terms of area.
Yeah, on stilts. It looks like on stilts.
Oh my gosh, imagine just hating people and just living out there.
Yeah, surely it's like fishing huts.
Maybe it's.
But then I don't know, this one here, I'm going to use my mouse again. That looks like a proper house. That genuinely looks like
that one over there as well. In the corner.
Do people, let us know in the comments, do people actually live there?
That'd be sick if they did.
You have to kayak all the time.
The deepest lake in the U.S., just under 2,000 feet, is Crater Lake in Oregon. And why that is so fascinating is because Crater Lake is not even one of the 100 largest lakes in the U.S. in terms of area.
That's stunning.
So it has the highest depth to area ratio of any lake on Earth. Not quite a lake, but the same general category. The largest swamp in North America is Big Cypress Swamp in Florida.
Okay.
This is just north of the Everglades, which is a larger area, but the Everglades are not a swamp. It's classified as a wetland prairie and is characterized by having a large amount of grasses.
Okay.
A swamp is a more forested or wooded area partially submerged in water, and the largest such area in North America is Big Cypress Swamp.
Alligators waiting.
Okay, so now let's talk about waterfalls. The tallest single waterfall in the U.S. is Oloupina Falls on Molokai in Hawaii.
So green.
It's a free fall of almost 3,000 feet, and each of the top 3 largest waterfalls in the U.S. or Canada are all in Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
For continental waterfalls, the single tallest one is Ribbon Falls, part of the Yosemite Falls series in California at over 1,600 feet. And with the Sierra Nevada receiving so much...
Like, what is it about waterfalls?
I don't know, they just look like angelic.
That is a good word.
It just looks angelic.
Especially like the Hawaii one was different because like that is a typical waterfall you'd see. Like, obviously it's very beautiful, but the Hawaii one was green everywhere, even on the mountainside.
But that's pretty though, because the rock. I like the colour of the rocks too.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
just looks.
That is beautiful as well with the green around it as well. But it was just the Hawaii one was completely green.
Like
different.
Natural waterfalls like that, they're untouched by humans.
Oh, so nice.
Nature always looks better when humans don't interfere.
Oh, we ruin a lot. We do some good things, but we ruin a lot.
Like that is probably not touched by humans, so that's probably why it looks so beautiful.
It's rained this winter. I'm sure the falls right now are spectacular. The widest waterfall on the continent is Vermilion Falls in Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
Now, this series of falls just barely classifies as being a waterfall. It's almost like a really long series of rapids,
massive.
but at its widest spot, it's over 6,000 feet. But even though it isn't that steep, over a mile wide of rapids is still very impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
But then there's volume. In terms of height, there are many other waterfalls taller than Niagara, but there's more of water.
I was like, I recognise that.
That looks stunning, and I recognise it.
Volume going over Niagara Falls and any other on the continent.
Wow,
it's actually a series of 3 different falls, 2 on the American side, 1 on the Canadian side. But in terms of the largest waterfall with water volume, Niagara is the king of the continent. So when people talk about the biggest waterfall in North America, it's usually going to be Niagara, but there are many others that are taller. All right, so now for a few oceanic biggests. The deepest offshore canyon is Monterey Canyon off the central coast of California.
Okay.
It's over a mile deep and plays an important role in why there's so much biodiversity in the sea right there.
Okay.
For the east coast of the continent, the deepest canyon is Hudson Canyon at almost 4,000 feet.
4,000.
And this is the largest of a long series of offshore canyons going down to North Carolina. The largest whirlpool is the Old Sow or Old Sow Whirlpool in the Bay of Fundy off of New Brunswick, Canada.
No, I wouldn't.
It's also just offshore of Eastport, Maine, the easternmost point of the U.S. You may have heard of the Bay of Fundy having the highest tidal range of anywhere on Earth, and the combination of that and the undersea topography or the bathymetry is why you get this large whirlpool.
Scary, that.
It's nature.
In terms of size, it's about a 250-foot diameter in which you get pull from this whirlpool. The largest waves that can be found near the continent are off Cortez Bank offshore of San Diego, California.
Is that real?
And why you have such huge waves...
I would not want to be on that surfboard.
They were massive. I guess that's real.
I think it is real.
Wow. In Jersey we get waves like that high.
Like we think they're high.
They're tiny compared to
would be one of the Channel Islands, but it's completely submerged. And that just affects the ocean turbulence and makes for these giant waves.
Wow.
The largest ones have been known to reach 80 feet.
That's mad.
The largest near shore waves, one you can see by standing on the coast, is near Pe'ahi, or sometimes called Jaws, in Hawaii. Waves here are known to hit 70 feet or so, and this is one of the top spots in the world for the world's best surfers. All right, so now let's talk about islands. The largest North American island is Greenland. It's over 800,000 square miles and is more than 3 times...
I did not know that Greenland was North American.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said it was North American. I wouldn't have known. There we go. Obviously, I know Canada's North American.
I don't know what I would have thought it was, but I did not think it was like classed as...
I never really thought about it.
On the American continent.
If someone had said... If it was a quick like a question, and it was, is Greenland part of North America? I'd be like, nah.
No.
I don't know why I'd be like
that. But when you see that all the extra bit of Canada, it kind of makes sense why it is.
It's on the same plane as it.
I did not know that was on... Because
I've never really looked into it.
Also, look how tiny the UK is.
Oh yeah, we're absolutely
tiny. We're small.
We're a little dot.
Size of Texas. Between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, the largest island is Baffin Island, which is the 5th largest in the world. It's almost 200,000 square miles. It's larger than California.
Stunning.
The largest U.S. island is the Big Island of Hawaii. It's over 4,000 square miles. It's larger than Delaware, but smaller than Connecticut.
Wow.
For the contiguous U.S., the largest island is Long Island, New York. And the physical feature of Long Island includes Brooklyn and Queens, as well as Nassau and Suffolk counties. The largest island in a lake is Manitoulin Island in Ontario, Canada. It's located within Lake Huron. It's not as big as Long Island, but it's got to be pretty cool to be on this big island, to be surrounded by nothing but lake.
Yeah, that must be pretty cool.
All right, now moving into the earth. Let's take a look at some caves.
Oh, the caves
The longest
sick.
cave in North America and the longest in the world is Mammoth Cave at over 420 miles of known length. And this is the combined total of an interconnected web of paths. So it isn't just one long 420-mile stretch. It's a bunch of spider web type paths that adds up to 420 miles. Now imagine being blindfolded and dropped off in the middle of it and you have to find your way out.
No chance.
The longest underwater cave is Sac Actun in Mexico at 235 miles. And southern Mexico, especially the Yucatan Peninsula.
Nope. Nope.
I would freak out a little bit. Do you know the caves which we've seen which have like the lights in? It's got like the luminous lights that emphasise it. It's got paths in and you can walk. Yeah. I'd go in them.
I would.
I've seen caves where people actually go in and like...
No, the crawling, nope, not for me. That
also feels really claustrophobic as well.
Nope.
Nah,
nope.
Ain't doing it.
Is known for having many large underwater caves, including many of those pits that are submerged in water called cenotes.
I could do that.
Parts of Sac Actun are dry above the water table, but 235 miles...
How are you going to get there? You got to do that bit.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if I could just drop into there and then
drop out again,
lifted out, then happy days.
Most of the cave are underwater, which makes it the longest underwater cave on the continent.
Wow.
The deepest single drop in a cave is Fantastic Pit in Ellison's Cave in northwestern Georgia. It's a single rappel.
Now that is deep because I know how long it took us to climb up them
stairs. A lot of stairs. By the way, I will add, Millie has done the video with her mum now. She's been in charge for pausing on them videos, so you're in the habit now. So it's not just me. Which I like it. I like us chat. I love it. But don't come at me anymore. Why do it?
When does everyone come? Oh.
Yeah. Well,
at least I'm pausing and not talking over the video.
Yeah, so... it's a joke.
What do you want from me?
I'm out of 586 feet, which is about the same height as the Seattle Space Needle and over 2 times the height of the Statue of Liberty. This cave is located about 15 minutes south of where I live, and I know a lot of people that have done this pit. And if you want to do the biggest drop, you got to come to Fantastic Pit in Georgia.
Yeah, I won't be.
All right, now moving over to mountains. The tallest mountain on the continent is Denali in Alaska at over 20,000 feet. And it's interesting to note that for the 3 tallest mountains on the continent, one is in the U.S., one is in Canada, and one is in Mexico. The second tallest mountain on the continent is Mount Logan in Yukon, Canada at over 19,000 feet. Right?
Yeah.
The tallest volcano, as well as being the 3rd highest total peak on the continent, is Pico de Orizaba in Mexico. This sits right along the border of the states of Veracruz and Puebla and stands at over 18,000 feet. However, the largest mountain in the U.S., as well as being the largest mountain on Earth, is Mauna Kea on the Big Island in Hawaii. The peak is only 13,800 feet, but the mountain is over 30,000 feet tall when you count the parts that are underwater. And that's in contrast to Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth.
That is clouds.
Yeah, it's mad there, clouds, isn't it?
Like, you're there, if you step on that
and that's like a viewing thing, you can drive up there as well. Yeah, that's pretty mad.
Earth being at just over 29,000 feet. And kind of like how there are only really 4 Great Lakes, you can be a hipster geographer and talk about Mauna Kea being the biggest mountain on Earth. The largest glacier in North America is the Bering Glacier in Wrangell-St. Elias National Park in Alaska. It's about 1,900 square miles right now, so it'll be interesting to see where it is in 10 or 15 years.
I suppose if it's growing, then...
And I'm going to talk about canyons last. I do have a video on canyons, talking about some of the biggest and most beautiful ones in North America.
I don't think we've done that canyons video, but we've seen the image on the left a few times, haven't we?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful waterfall. So let us know in the comments if you want to do the canyons one.
So I'll leave a link to that one in the description. The longest single canyon in North America is the Grand Canyon in Arizona at 277 miles.
The Grand Canyon.
And kind of like Niagara Falls, it's the most famous one for being the biggest, but depending on how you define biggest, it might not be.
Okay.
The longest canyon system in North America is the Copper Canyon system in the state of Chihuahua in Mexico. It's a total of 6 canyons. No single one is as big as the Grand Canyon, but the 6 of them combined are over 1,000 miles long.
Ooh, so it's like the
This is one of the top natural spots in North America I want to visit. The deepest canyon in North America is Kings Canyon in California. It's nowhere near as wide as the Grand Canyon, but it's 8,200 feet deep. You can't really get good grand viewpoints of this either throughout most of it, but it is a vast wilderness.
Imagine it's mad.
The deepest fluvial canyon, one that is carved out by a river, is Hell's Canyon on the Idaho-Oregon border. This one isn't quite as deep as Kings Canyon, but is almost 8,000 feet.
That's pretty.
And even though this is a national recreation area and you'll see a lot of powerboats on the river, once you get away from the river, this is one of the deepest wilderness areas in the U.S.
It'd be pretty cool to go on the boat.
And the last thing I wanted to mention is the longest natural arch. Nowhere else on Earth has the number of arches that we have in the southwestern U.S., and the longest one is Landscape Arch in Arches National Park in Utah. It's a span of 88 feet and one of many arches you'll see in this gorgeous national park. So that's my look at some of the biggest...
Oh, that's good.
Stunning.
stunning. The thing is with Geography Kings videos, we've done videos like this before. A lot of them we haven't seen before, where we just get the image, it's amazing, we don't know where it is, we don't know what it is, whatever. Geography King explains.
He does, explains everything.
We learn a little bit, we learn where it is, we learn some facts in there as well, and we get to see some stunning things about the US, which is awesome as well. Enjoy that?
Yeah, it was really good.
Smash that button if you enjoy, guys. Smash the subscribe button as well, you absolute legends, and what should we do?
Have a fantastic day.
And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.